How's it going? As you can see, I got a hardtop here. This is basically the second thing I've ever painted. I kind of painted my Miata with no experience. As you can see, I fixed the damage there. It was cracked because these tops are fiberglass. And I will say right now, I had the worst luck ever painting this. So, as you can see here, the paint cracked and it just kept cracking. I figured because it was too cold, even though I had the garage up to 70 degrees, I was like, there's no way it's too cold. And you can see in just a second here why exactly that happened. Still spraying with the primer. It was spraying weird. Did not know why it was still spraying weird. Right here, we're just moving some stuff around. I kind of got the videos mixed up. I'm not gonna worry about that though. This was right before I painted it. Now here's after I painted it. Excuse my language here. I'm spraying last night. I'm wondering why the fucking paint's coming out mad thick and it won't thin up. I got it on the nice and buttery smooth. Just gotta sand it up. Just wondering why it was so thick. Looking at through my ship. Look at this activator. Clear coat activator. The fuck? Primer. Use with 8206. And this is 8184. Still activated it though. It's nice and hard. Just wouldn't thin the fucking primer down. I learned shortly after that you can just use lacquer thinner on all types of primer to thin it down and spray it. And you can see here the base coat was spraying super weird. This is when I was spraying with the acrylic, I believe, and then I went and got urethane base coat because I just couldn't figure out what was going on with the acrylic. And I couldn't figure it out, so I went and got urethane. It just turned out so much better, and it was so much easier to spray. You can see the paint lines in there. You can see how it's looking. Basically just a flat color. It's basically what you're gonna want. It's a nice flat color. Same with the top. There's a little bit of spray lines, a little bit of uneven spraying, just a tiny bit. But that's no big deal because we'll be sanding that out. And it also is a little textury, but that also gets sanded out. Been learning a lot through acrylic. It's definitely a learning process. Right here is when we go and we finally get the urethane. Here's the urethane base coat. You can see we had a lot of pits that we were dealing with, a lot of orange peel. This was before the clear coat. This is just urethane. You can see how much the urethane shines compared to that acrylic paint. And here's also spraying more urethane. Gun still wasn't spraying the best, but you can see it definitely was spraying better with the urethane than it was with the acrylic. You can see here some more pitting. That can be removed with wet sand. You can see the pitting in the hood too. More pitting. This was the day I finally was getting rid of it. This was right before we started wet sanding. And then you'll see here in a minute after we do the wet sanding. I didn't record too much wet sanding because that's a boring process. But I was getting most of the pits out and then buffed it out, and then here it is all shiny. And we ended up finishing the top way before we ended up finishing the hood, because when we went to clear the hood, there was some stuff trapped under there that we had to sand out and then respray. And there's the hood. Then it got damaged while sitting outside, so there was a whole day setback of just beating out that dent and making sure it was straight. Believe it or not, we didn't put any body filler on that, and it turned out just fine. You can see here in a minute. Here's after the clear coat. You can see some dirt in there. Here's some wet sanding. More wet sanding. There was that dent. You can't even really see it. It was right up on that lip. And here's the finished product. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can learn some more and get better at painting. Have a good one.